from the eastern plains of Colorado to the majestic peaks of Summit County, the rugged crags of Castle Rock, across the cities to the fertile fields of northern Colorado. More than 55 clubs, all with a distinct vibe and culture, threaded together by a common goal to bring communities together and improve them. This is Colorado Rotary District 5450.
And it's fascinating to me to see how similar we are in our missions, and yet how we carry those out are so different by the culture of the different clubs.
All of my life, I kind of felt odd man out. When people asked me what I wanted to do, I always said I liked helping people. A lot of people didn't understand that. And when I found Rotary, all of a sudden I found all these other people that felt the same way.
Well, Rotary has given me some phenomenal opportunities. I've always been interested in philanthropy and giving. But Rotary is so much more than writing a check, because you can actually follow up with your actions.
If I want to have influence or try to do things for the community, I can pretty much 10x what I do by participating in Rotary.
My name is Andrew Steeb. I'm the Executive Director of the Fort Morgan Area Chamber of Commerce, and I was excited to join Rotary to help support our business community and Rotary projects.
Service above self, and that's what I like about the Rotary the most.
Rotary District 5450 is part of Rotary International. 1.4 million members across the globe.
Because of my business, I travel all over the United States and all over the world. Is when you are a Rotarian, you are welcomed everywhere. So I've been to Rotary in Paris, I've been to Rotary in Cape Town, South Africa, I've been to Rotary in Rome, Rotary in Rio de Janeiro, in Singapore, and Chicago, and New York City. I could just go on, and you make a friend wherever you go, or maybe 8 friends.
Well, I love the fact that it's a volunteer organization with an opportunity to serve.
Well, I say that it's a great place if you want to help other people. If you have that, a lot of people are Rotarians and they don't know it.
To learn more, visit coloradorotary.org.
Thank you. Doug, would you please lead us in the pledge and the four-way test?
Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. And a four-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you. Welcome to Boulder Rotary, the best place to be on a pre-snowy Friday afternoon in Boulder, Colorado. Yes, summer is just a few short days away. I played that video because sometimes I think it's easy to forget what our organization is, how wide it stretches, and just how many other Rotarians we have here right with us in Colorado in District 5450. So I know the district put a lot of energy and effort into putting that together, so I felt compelled to show it for you here today. Jerry Walsh, how are things going?
Good, good, good. Thank you, Chad. If you are a guest or a member introducing a guest, please stand up.
Hi. I have the pleasure of introducing my son, Cullen. Cullen's actually the reason I'm in Rotary, because he was an exchange student to France through Rotary back in the 2012-2013 year, and it turned him into a world person. And then he was in France and Canada for college, and then he moved to Israel. And he lived in Israel for 4 years, including serving in the Israeli military. And he is just back now to start trying to get ready to be able to go to medical school.
Hi, I'm standing in for Chad to introduce Steve Silberman, who was kind enough to come to the club earlier in the day to speak to our Emergency Preparedness Committee about his work with the Boulder County Dispatch and the Sheriff's Department, is that right? Yep. So welcome and thank you for your work with the committee.
Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the program, and we hope to see you again.
Thanks, Jerry. And I would like to welcome our guests and our members who are joining us on Zoom today. Chuck, would you like to say hi?
Yes, Chuck Danny from Seminole Lake Rotary. I keep waiting for you guys to send me a news spill, but being an old Marine, interested in hearing what Aaron's going to tell us today. So hello from Florida.
Hello and welcome as usual. Thanks for joining us. And Dominica, I believe you're on today.
Yes, I am with you again today. Last week I was at our district conference, so I was unable to join you. But it's lovely to be with you again. I'm past President Dominica of the Rotary Club of Montego Bay. Always good to be with you.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks for always joining us online. And welcome to all our visitors and our members. And I'll pass it back to Chad.
Thanks, Vanessa. Chuck, please don't relay the snow message to my dad, or he's going to send me pictures of his pool every hour on the hour for the entire weekend. Next up, we have a blue badge transition with Bill Anderson and Richard Jobson.
Richard, I know I saw you. I know you're out there. Come join me up here.
You left your lights on.
Great. So it's my pleasure to reintroduce Richard Jobson to the club. He was sponsored by Dick Golden and Danny Lindau. Born in Carlisle, Cumbria, England, and educated by Roman Catholic priests at Austin Friars, Richard has played the clarinet since age 9. At some point, we're going to have to see the clarinet playing. He studied electrical and electronic engineering at the University of Newcastle upon Tyne. He was a member of the Bracknell Rotaract Club, where he chaired the 3 county cycle ride committee and grew participation from 300 to 3,000 cyclists in his second year. He was a member of the Windsor Rotaract Club and Windsor Roundtable as well. In 1997, he married Louise and moved to Edmonton, Canada. In 1998, they moved to Colorado Springs and raised 2 daughters, Emily and Olivia. In 2010, he moved to Boulder, and in 2011, he became a U.S. citizen. Professionally, Richard has 40 years of experience in the wireless and telecommunications industry. In 1994, he took an early interest in speech quality assessment, contributing to the science and the launch of the first voice quality tester in 1998. Richard founded TerraQuant in Boulder in 2001. In 2005, partnering with Malden, TerraQuant brought accurate voice quality measurements to North America and now assists the leaders in voice technology and the first responder research community to innovate voice new measurements. Richard has traveled extensively in Western Europe, Asia, Africa, South America, North America, and Canada. His hobbies include mountain biking, hiking, and camping. He has played the clarinet in the Boulder Concert Band and has 2 dogs, Roxy and Coco. Please join me in celebrating Richard's red to blue badge transition. Congratulations.
Thanks, Bill, and thanks, Richard. Next up, let's do the raffle real quick. Number is 725950. I'm not going to make any more Bill Anderson comments, so.
Especially because I keep losing.
I know. I've jinxed you. 725950. Going once. Going twice. 725950. All right, I'm going to go to the backup number. The first time we've had to use this all year. 725-962. 725-962. Right there, Mr. Coker. Congratulations. Next up, we're going to do today's Wildfire Ready tip with Marlene. As she comes up, I just want to thank Steve Silberman for coming. I'm going to let you guys work it out. I'll let you guys work that out. I just wanted to publicly thank Steve and Kurt Johnson for coming today. Kurt's going to be here in 2 weeks when we do a Meet the Candidate program, which will be on June the 3rd. But I had this realization today that if Steve ever gets unruly and we have to call the cops on him, we're going to wind up calling him. So, I don't know how that's going to work, but here we're going to do today's Wildfire Ready tip.
Does Fred have the slide up? Today's tip might seem kind of simplistic, but it's actually found to be one of the most dangerous things that people do at their homes. Storing your firewood near your home is a really bad idea. What happens in wildfires is all the flying embers looking for places to land, and it's going to land on your firewood, which is nice dry wood that's going to start and ignite really quickly. So all of you people who have your firewood on your deck, outside your door, you need to move it 30 feet away from your house. And I realize in urban areas we may not have 30 feet, but you need to get it as far away from your house as possible, and you need to store it with a cover. And so there's lots of covers, different covers on the market. This is one I found, and there was another one in the rib. And so you need to protect it from embers falling on it. And also you want to keep it on a concrete slab or a stone slab, so the grass underneath, that when the fires come along the grass lines, that grass doesn't ignite and start your firewood on fire. And also, I wanted just to remind people, we published it again in the rib this week, but Steve was just talking about, they only have 30 to 40% of the county registered with the Everbridge alert system, and they are looking to get 100% of the county registered. So please look for those links and register for Smart 911. They find it extremely helpful when they get a 911 call to see if there's any emergency situations in your home, sick people, oxygen, somebody in a wheelchair, that kind of thing. So please look for those links again in the RIP.
Thank you, Marlene. Thank you, Professor. If anybody ever finds me in a McDonald's in Madrid, please call and cancel my credit card. Speaking of travel, we have a little thing called Rotary Roams that we're trying to do, and Jim Umlin just had an experience down in Mexico that he's going to share with us.
Hey y'all, and whoever was not going to tell Chad's father about the weather, just a reminder, because it's coming down pretty hard now. Yeah. So, as Chad said, I recently spent a month in Mexico and have a few points of information and some observations I'd like to share as it pertains to the Rotary Club there. And okay, where do I point that? Oh, that's that. Okay. So I went to San Miguel de Allende, which is in central Mexico, a couple-hour flight south of Houston, 3-hour drive from Mexico City, but you can see that it's a town with roots going back to the 1500s from mining, and it's a very colonial town with a great vibe. Its population about 140,000, a little bigger than Boulder, but 17,000, like 12%, are expatriates from North America, Europe, and there's just arts and history and culture and food and festivals and architecture and parks and so forth that make it just a beautiful place to spend some time. But beyond those characteristics, there's also a great Rotary Club. And the Midday Rotary Club of San Miguel is 35 people strong, but pretty powerful group. And there are just 3 initiatives that they're involved with that I want to mention, all external facing and all pretty local in their reach. But the process that applies to each of them is kind of my big takeaway. And so if you're a newer member or a red badger, listen up, because I'll be repeating myself, so I won't do it, but you've heard before, it takes 1 or 2 people to start something, get some traction, and then find a partner if we can in the local community, so we're not reinventing fire. Educate the population we're seeking to help, not just give them a fish, but teach them. And create some ownership among the end users, so that it gets stickier with more traction and long-lasting aspects to it. And then finally, the Rotary resources themselves, not just money, but hands-on coaching, strategy, etc. And of course, follow-up is very important. So these first of 3 initiatives is, as it says, harvesting water for drinking purposes in the home. And that means building cisterns. So I've heard the word cistern, but I hadn't really known too well how to describe one other than it stores water. But here we have, I'm short on time, but this is a rooftop, and they collect water that comes from the rainy season rainfall, goes through a size screen that will catch the leaves, and then here they'll filter out the early water from the storm to get rid of the micro stuff, and it goes into this cistern, which will store about a year's worth of drinking water during the rainy season. And so what the club has done is advance a slide, maybe. Can you do that, Fred? Thanks. And so the club started with partnering with not only a local agency, but helped them partner with nearby villages of about 6 families each. And this is key. They educated them, our second step, right, with 2-day information sessions that was mostly for the matriarchs in these 6 villages. They would teach them about the water, what's wrong with it, what are the negative impacts, what does good water mean, and how do we get it, and what are the benefits of it. If they want to continue, then there's a 5-day training program, and then they bring in all the family members who would be helping in actually building the cisterns. And so over the course of the week, they teach how to build a cistern. And so everybody's on board, they go forward, then they spend a week, all 6 families helping build a cistern. When that week's done and that cistern's done, number 2 gets done, and so on and so forth. So over the course of 7-8 weeks, they've educated, they've built it out, and they've created a great sense of ownership with a deep level of community knowledge and know-how if issues arise. So in the last 12 years, the club has seen about 1,400 of these come together. And then there's the follow-up, which is a maintenance thing. And so there's a group of people who went out from the club, and one of these villages is 6, and that is a cistern. Right? So that is it. And it's been scrubbed, it's been patched, it's been repainted. Here's a gentleman from the local agency, the local Rotary Club. There's the visiting Rotarian. There's the matriarch of the family with the cistern and her son and daughter. The matriarch, this is a cool thing. This is Guadalupe, and she's one of the many women in this project who's really been empowered by, getting to that initial training and overseeing this. And now women amongst themselves in their small villages and tying together others are doing things like community gardens and homeopathic and health workshops and so forth. So it's to see the empowerment of the women. And that leads to the second thing, because Guadalupe pulled me inside and she looked at the Rotarian and said, "Can I show him the toilet?" And so he said, by all means, and I got to see a dry composting toilet firsthand. And this is another project initiative of the club following the same script, same partnering approach, educating on why and what the benefits are, and then how to build it out, doing it together. So last year was their first year, and they did 55 of these. The dry composting toilet, I'm glad we did this after lunch, is, the fecal matter is separated from the urine, and the fecal matter is probably composted about once a year, and the purpose of it is to enrich the soil. The soil's so dry, they can't really do anything with it. So it enriches it, holds it together, absorbs the water, and then the urine is taken out as needed and diluted with water, and that's like the Miracle Grow. So they're growing all kinds of plants and vegetables and chasing it with good drinking water. So again, could you advance me, Fred? Oh no, I guess I did it. So here's the graphic lunch dessert, but there's the toilet on the left, and there's how we clean up and keep it from smelling on the right with lime and other compost. What I thought was funny was the toilet underneath. That's a tradition on the right side picture there. That is that's the traditional toilet with water in the same outhouse that's now just storing a box and the other materials. I'll move quickly to the last one. It's microfinance, and why this is a well-known service amongst Rotarians. I just had to talk about the education part of this. Two Rotarians, retired businessmen, got partnered up with Apoyo, which has a 15-year track record of doing microfinance. And talk about education. Apoyo has had 1,800 students from the San Miguel general area over the last 15 years say, "Hey, I think I need a microfinance loan." Well, first you have to go to their class, and they learn about business in general, have people vet their concept a little, the strategy, learn about administration, startup, etc. And after the class is done, only 400 over this time have actually applied for money. And that's either because, hey, my business needs a little tweaking, or it's not going to work, or I got this, I don't need the money. And so the applicants take an average loans of about $350, and about 90% of those pay back in the first year. So what SMA is trying to do, the Rotarians are trying to supercharge this effort with a global grant, and then hands-on volunteers providing more coaching and mentoring. So thank you for the time.
Thanks, Jim. It's always fascinating to hear what's going on in the world of Rotary. The next time, though, we'll give you a banner so you don't have to inspect the toilets. We'll just do a banner swap instead. Fred, can we roll the brew?
One of the greatest strengths of Rotary is the ability to create projects and leverage the funds that we contribute to Rotary on a district and international level in the form of grants. To qualify for those grants, each year, each club must send at least one person to a Rotary training on those grants. This year's seminar is coming up. It's June 23rd from 5 to 7 p.m. It's via Zoom this year. More than one person can attend. It's easy to sign up, and it's free. You can sign up by going to the District 5450 website. It's rotary5450.org, or There will be a blurb in next week's rib.
A Rotarian becomes a Paul Harris Fellow when he or she donates $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation. They move up to the next Paul Harris Fellow level with every $1,000 donation to the Rotary Foundation. Do you want to become a Paul Harris Fellow or move to the next Paul Harris Fellow level? If so, this is the time to do it because Michael Weatherwax will donate 1/2 of what it takes to get you to your first or next Paul Harris Fellowship level. If you are not a Paul Harris Fellow at this time, you donate $500 and it will be matched with another $500. And bingo, you become a Paul Harris Fellow. If you have already donated, for example, $3,200 and want to become a Paul Harris Fellow plus 3, donate $400 and it will be matched, bringing you up to $4,000. The match program runs until June 15th, so we can get the donations in President Chad's year. The maximum per donor donation that will be matched is $1,000. Contact Michael Weatherwax at 303-378-6383 or the email up on the screen for guidance on or forms to make a matched donation. Because we're dark next Friday for Memorial Day weekend, we thought you might need an extra special reminder of what the world thinks of you.
Hey you, yes, you. Today is your day. You got this. You're absolutely crushing it at everything you do, from your job to maintaining a social life to pursuing your passion projects. You are killing it. Ignore anyone who tells you otherwise because you're amazing. The only thing more beautiful than your smile is your personality. Yeah, I said it. You're more than capable to take on the world, the whole world, by storm. Speaking of the world, did you know that it's a better place because you're in it? I mean, your mum brags about you all the time. Dogs love you. You're strong, you're confident, you're intelligent, you're charismatic, you're the total package. On a scale from 1 to 10, you are an 11. You make me want to be a better man. You're bloody brilliant. You're brilliant. Don't forget it, okay? Do not forget it. Now go out there, take the day by storm, and remember this. I'm proud of you.
I don't often get to talk to you about serious things, and I hate to do it this week, but I think it might be a little dark. Yeah, dark. You see, next week, there's no BRC. We're dark. For Memorial Day, which means you're going to get to have a great time with your family and friends. So be safe, have fun, do some service work. Take care of yourself, and if you can, somebody else. See you in a couple weeks.
All together now. Have a great weekend.
Today's birthday is my son. He turns 10. We're celebrating by locking ourselves into an escape room with 10 other 10-year-olds. So if you don't hear from me next week, call my friend Steve here because I might need some help. Running the credits today, thanks to Darla Sheath and Richard Jobson for the door. Thanks to Pam and Jerry for the desk. Thanks to Jancy and Kathy for the raffle. And thanks to meeting management of Lynn, Vanessa, Fred, and Christina. Have a great weekend. Meeting adjourned.